Hello, my friend. Are you ready? Are you ready? 21 Days of Beauty is wrapping up, and as you know, I started off midweek, so we are starting on the sales that are happening at Ulta today, carrying through the end of the sale, and there's some weird things happening here with some of these products. If that sounds interesting to you, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. There's definitely some surprises in here, some good things that I didn't expect to be very good, and some things that I typically, I knew were gonna be bad, and some things that surprised me that were worse than I thought they were. I'm gonna stop rambling. Let's go ahead and start with what's on sale today. We have from Pure, the mascara and eyelashes. They're now $4 to $11, so 50% off. The eyelashes look kind of big for my personal taste. I've never used Pure lashes, so I can't talk about like the bend of the lash band, which makes a huge difference in how they adhere to the eye. I can't really speak to, how well they stay on, how easy they are to apply. I've never used them before. Just my first impression of them was that they looked a little bit big. I forgot to do my disclaimer. I am not a skincare professional or a cosmetic professional. I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not an esthetician. I'm not a cosmetic chemist. I love to learn about ingredients. And thanks to the internet, there are a lot of professional websites that I will link down below that are created by professionals to help consumers to understand cosmetic ingredients better. I also like to read professional blogs and, research studies, things like that to learn about these ingredients. And I've collected quite a bit of knowledge on this stuff, but I just want to make sure you know I am not a trained professional in these things. With that being said, let's go ahead and start with the lash glue as far as ingredients. I looked at the ingredients and I ran it through a couple of different websites and things, and nothing stood out to me as being particularly harmful in any way, except for that there is some fragrance in there, so keep that in mind. The fully charged mascara, I thought this was really interesting. I'm going to play a clip of the ad for you of what they say this mascara does.
Did you know that our body, even our eyelashes, are made up of positive and negative forces that either attract or reject other charges? Pure's fully charged mascara is the first age-defying mascara to market that fights the eyelash aging process. It also provides maximum application with its unique magnetic force formula that wraps a positively charged elastic veil around each individual lash.
So I'm like sitting here thinking, that is hokey. That is so hokey. So what this fully charged stuff is polyquater, I don't know, I'm gonna put it right here for you, 10. It's usually used in hair products as an anti-static. So I don't know how that's actually going to help your lashes at all. I don't get it. I don't get that. It does have some moisturizing properties, and like they were saying about it wrapping around your lash, it's a film former, so it is going to coat your lashes. So that's true, that's real. I just don't know about the whole anti-static thing being good for your I don't get that. There is something called biotinol tripeptide 1. I think I might have butchered that, but we'll just keep going and pretend I didn't. According to people trying to sell it who did a study on it, they say that it can strengthen lashes. I couldn't find anything except for that one study. There is denatured alcohol in this mascara. It is a bit further down, so there may not be a ton of it. Usually when denatured alcohol is in the first 5 ingredients, that's where I'm like, ugh, because it does pretty much dry out anything it touches. But when it gets a little further down, I'm not quite as concerned. It is also in that Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara that we talked about last week as well. I've never had any problems with the Tarte one. I would imagine I wouldn't have any problems with the denatured alcohol in this one as well, but I did want to mention it. Then they have the Big Look Lengthening Mascara. I didn't see any concerning ingredients in this at all. It does have argan oil, which would moisturize maybe the skin. I don't know as much about hair as I know about skin. I just don't know. I'm not gonna say I know when I don't know. I don't know. So next is the fully charged lash primer. And if you've never used a lash primer, I actually used one today. Let me show you the one I used today because it's super cool. Now this one was sent to me from Milani, hashtag not sponsored. This is their new Violet Lash Primer. It works really, really well so far. I've only used it twice, so look for this in a monthly favorites and fails or a wrap up video somehow. But so far, really, really loving this. So this one's purple, they're typically white. And you put this on before your mascara and it's kind of like a pre-mascara. So it lengthens and volumizes your lashes, and then you put your mascara on top of it, so your mascara is already holding onto something that has already done a good job with it. If you've ever layered your mascara and found a good layering so you can get more length and volume, that's kind of the purpose of I'm just waving this thing around like just woohoo, I'm put it down, Jen, put it down. down. It's a great layering situation to give you more length and more volume. I can't speak to the how well this one particularly works, but I didn't see any concerning ingredients in it. There is sunflower seed oil, which I absolutely love, and other moisturizing ingredients. So the ingredient wise, it looks good. I just can't tell you whether it works or not. And then finally, there's one more mascara, and it's really skinny. And I've only ever seen skinny wands like this for lower lash line. And this one seems to be marketed for all of your lashes, which I thought was kind of weird, but hey, you know what? You do you. One thing I thought was interesting that's not part of the marketing of this is they have this Myrostol Pentapeptide 17 in it. There is some research with 17 and then the same thing with the number 16 together that it can increase lash growth, but the 16 isn't in there. So I don't know how well the 17 will work on its own. I don't know, and it's not part of the marketing, but I did want to mention it, that there's a potential that it could help with your lash growth, which would be cool if that were real. The idea is it's supposed to encourage your cells to produce more keratin, which would make your lashes stronger, but I figured I'd mention, I'm just saying it, and you take with it whatever you want from that. Moving on to a 50% off First Aid Beauty. It's their face cleanser. It is limited edition. This one actually looks really good. This was one of the ones I was surprised about that I thought looked amazing. I will put the name of the cleanser that's in there right here for you. It is derived from coconut, so if your skin doesn't agree with coconut products, then you may want to stay away from this one. But it's generally pretty mild cleanser, but supposedly it works really well. The only rub is that, no pun intended, that it can irritate some people's skin when it's in a high concentration, and it is the second ingredient. So if you have sensitive skin, you may want to patch test this one. There is something called allantoin, which I've been calling allantoin forever. Whenever I realize I'm saying something wrong, I try to fix it immediately. So that's one that I messed up on before. But allantoin. So it's supposed to promote skin healing, increases the skin's water content, it's wound healing, cell regeneration, all kinds of things that scientists are thinking this probably does. Nothing is 100% solid with it. Green tea is fantastic, both drinking and topically. There's tons of research on it as an antioxidant, a UV protectant, anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic, which there is some research on that. It's a little bit shaky, but it's possible. And then antimicrobial. So the green tea is an ingredient I love to see in all skincare. And then there's licorice root extract, which is an anti-inflammatory. It can be skin soothing. It can lessen redness. And then they have some aloe leaf juice in there, which may be a bit calming. So it looks really, really nice. Unless you have extra sensitive skin, just be careful of that. All right, Lancome Visionaire Skin Solutions. There's two of them available, okay? So we have the 0.2% retinol correcting night concentrate and then the vitamin C correcting concentrate. So let's start with the night concentrate. The directions say you're supposed to start it 2 nights a week and then move up as your skin tolerates it. I worry about things like that because sometimes you don't realize, because you don't have a microscope on your skin, whether your skin is truly tolerating something or not. So my opinion, having tried products that are similar to this, is to stick to the minimum unless you feel like you're just not getting the results that you want, and then slowly bump it up. But I wouldn't say just don't do it if it makes your skin mad, because it might be making your skin mad and you don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? This was really funny. So when I'm doing my skincare research, I'm usually by myself. It's usually late at night. Everybody's asleep. This one made me laugh out loud and there was no one to share it with. I actually shared it on Twitter because I had to share it with somebody. This ingredient is a jasminate derivative, and they use it a lot in Lancome skincare. So I'm sitting on my couch and I'm doing my research and I got my puppy next to me and I'm, and I found this study for this, jasminate, whatever. And it was like, it works great. It does all these good things, blah, blah, blah. And then I looked and saw that it was paid for by L'Oreal, who owns Lancome. And I was like, I see you. But I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not real. I mean, it could be a legit study. It's just something we need to take with a grain of salt and know that, they benefited from having a positive result. That's all I'm saying. The reason why I think that L'Oreal and, Lancome were looking at this ingredient is because this comes from plants. And this particular, I don't know what you call it, enzyme, whatever you want to call it, because I don't know the proper term for it. Its job is to help the plant regulate where it's spending its energy. So like, let's say, the very hungry caterpillar comes up and starts munching on the leaf. Then the plant goes, whoa, I need to stop growing and I need to start working on healing. kind of thing. That's what this thing supposedly does. So if we can translate that to in skincare, that's a really good thing, right? It is also a key component in potato growth and other tuber growth. You know, I'm just gonna leave that one there, but you know, it could be a good thing. So we know it changes the growth rate in plants, but what does it do for the skin? So the study was done by L'Oreal and the University of Grenoble Alpes in 2017, and they found that it showed wound healing properties in a human study. I think it was like 24 people, and then possible structural effects in lab created skin. So it's possible this could be doing something. Long story short, too late. It's possible it could do nothing. Beyond that ingredient, there's some soybean oil, which is moisturizing, anti-inflammatory, but if you're allergic to soy, keep that in mind. Tocopherol, which is a vitamin E, sodium hyaluronate, which is a humectant that's gonna pull moisture into your skin, and then the preservative. And once you hit the preservative line, you're probably at that 1% line, so there's gonna be less of this ingredient in there, these different things. So depending on how much you need of that ingredient in the skincare, it may or may not do anything, but we just don't know. There's just so much that it does not need to be disclosed by the companies. So we have adenosine, which is wound healing, anti-inflammatory, could encourage collagen production. And then we get to the fragrances. So there's limonene and linalool. And then after the fragrances, we have the 0.2% retinol. And then after that, we have more fragrance. We have citronellol and fragrance. So this one is kind of like for me, it's a little shaky. You just kind of take what I said very long-windedly and decide for yourself. The next one is one that I would not recommend. This is the vitamin C correcting concentrate. The vitamin C goes bad very quickly. Once it hits light and air, it starts degrading the effects of the vitamin C. So what they do is they split it into the 2 vials, so you can open one, leave one sealed. When that one's done, you can move on to the next one. The vitamin C that's in here is ascorbic acid, which is one that has been shown to, be an antioxidant and things like that. It can boost collagen production. It can help with hyperpigmentation. But the big no-no in this one is the third ingredient is denatured alcohol. And it's like, really? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And the reason why people put denatured alcohol in is because it helps the product to dry down. But no, that just knocked it out for me. That one's gonna be a no for me. This one's really interesting. I think this was kind of neat of Ulta to do this. It's Discovery brands. So first we have a brand called VDL, and it's 3 different silicone primers. The one that I want to recommend to you is the VDL Lumalayer Primer Fresh. That's the one that looks good. So we've got the 6th ingredient is niacinamide, and I am going to put, instead of repeating this for the 9th time, the quote from the Derm Review, which is a dermatological website. They're the pros, man. They know what they're talking about. I'll put it up there. There's someone that commented on my last video about that they think that the claims here may be for ingesting extra niacin in your diet. It doesn't seem to be worded that way to me, but I'm gonna let you interpret that and see what you think. The 10th ingredient is denatured alcohol, so it's like on that line of kind of, but I don't think it seems to be a little further down, so there's probably less denatured alcohol than like the last one, the last product we talked about. There is squalane and adenosine a little bit further down, and then there's fragrance at the bottom. So this one may have some skincare benefits to go along with it, where the other ones were just kind of like, they may do the job as a primer, but they don't really have good skincare benefits. So this one looked pretty good. The next one they're promoting is one from Teami Blends. And if you've ever heard of Teami, you've probably heard of their teas. Some people call them diarrhea teas. You call them what you want. I never said I call them diarrhea teas, but if you want to call them that, you can. So they do have a skincare line, and their skincare line actually looks really good. And we talked about some of these last year, and I was like, whoa, Teami's doing something good with their skincare. Like, what is even happening? This was a huge shock for me. So the main ingredients in here are bentonite clay and kaolin clay. So those are gonna be your oil absorbers. This is gonna be for people with oily skin. If you don't have oily skin or combo skin, this one isn't for you. But there's that, and then there's the matcha green tea. There's sweet almond oil in there. There's some aloe leaf. There's vitamin E. The only ingredient in here that's a little suspicious, if we're going with Hannah and Bailey here. If you're Hannah, it's sus. If you're Bailey, it's suspicious, is the lemongrass botanical essence. There's limited research on this that it helps with acne, but it is a fragrance. So that's the only thing in here that's a little bit. But other than that, like if you have oily skin, this one looks really, really good. The marketing on this next one is so beautifully done. It's so pretty. So we've got the Fountain of Truth Dream Cream Overnight Repair Mask. That's something you want to put on your face, isn't it? It sounds beautiful. No, probably not. So we have glycerin, which is humectant. It's gonna pull moisture into your skin. Coconut oil, if you don't like coconut oil in your skincare. Some people, it doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers some people. Shea butter, sunflower seed oil, both great. But in the middle of the ingredient list, in the middle, we have lime oil, bergamot fruit oil, orange peel oil, lemon oil, clove leaf oil. No, I say no to you, Fountain of Truth. I say no, this is terrible. What are you doing? I'm just telling you the truth. You know, maybe you want to throw that in your fountain like a coin. Splash. Tula is a brand I get asked about a lot, so I was happy to see a Tula product to talk about. It's the Revitalizing Eye Cream for hydration, fine lines, and wrinkles. So there's some good things in here. There's squalane, which it mimics your sebum in your skin, so it helps to balance out the sebum production of your skin. It can be an antibacterial, it can be a moisturizer, antioxidant, it can fight free radical damage. At least some studies show that. It's not a big, huge proven thing. There's grapeseed oil, which is an antioxidant, fantastic ingredients, shea butter, glycerin, jojoba seed oil. The ascorbyl palmitate that's in here, there's some shaky research on that. Some people say that version of vitamin C just isn't as good as other versions, but then I've seen other ones that say that it's great. So that one's kind of mixed. So I would take the vitamin C in here with kind of a grain of salt. But then, lemon oil, orange oil, juniper oil, ylang ylang parfum. No, I say no to you. Stop it. The reason why these fragrances are bad is because they, over time, they can be skin sensitizers. And I'm still fighting this in my mind that this is real. I don't want it to be real. It's kind of like when smokers found out that smoking was bad for you. Now with Juul and everything, I feel like that about fragrance and skincare. Like, I don't want to believe it, but it's real. It's not good. It's not good. But what's worse is the next one. So the next one, okay, this is the Zilch Clear Skin Formula Supplement. It's $70 at half price. $70. You get 240 tablets. They say take 2 to 4 tablets twice a day. So that's 4 to 8 pills a day. So this is roughly a 2 to 3 month supply of it. This is a story. All right, so I started looking things up. First is peach seeds, okay? And I looked them up as supplements, of course, not as topical applications. So supposedly this helps promote blood circulation and improve bowel function. But that was kind of a weird source, so I'm not sure about the bowel function thing. I'm such a child. Okay, safflower seed oil. This was from Medical News Today, which is a good source. So it says it improves blood sugar, lowers cholesterol, and may be an anti-inflammatory. Okay, cool. So, and safflower is, you get safflower seed oil to cook with. Something called dancine, which is a red sage. It appears to thin the blood. There's insufficient evidence for acne, and that's according to WebMD, which again, take it with a grain of salt. Then there's something called the hydaitos plant in this. It's being used in Taiwan as an anti-cancer treatment right now, an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. There was a study done, and I'm going to quote from the study. The contents of bioactive compounds are significantly different in the samples from different sources in different collecting times. So what that means is that this particular plant, depending on how it's harvested, where it's harvested, when it's harvested, it could do more than other times. So we don't know what kind of red sage is in this particular pill. The last one freaked me out. Oh my gosh, this is me, again, by myself, on my couch, everyone's asleep. Okay, all I have is Twitter. Twitter's my only friend at that point. I look at this and it says Gleditia spine. I'm like, spine? Like, what is that? And I Google it, right? It says Chinese honey locust. I'm like, oh my God, this is the spine of a locust. This is disgusting. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe they take these little locusts and they just pull their little spines out. Really glad I didn't stop there because I'm an idiot, okay? So that's the first thing. I'm not an idiot. I just didn't know, right? I've never heard of this. So apparently this is not an animal because locusts don't have spines except for sometimes on their legs. Or all the time on their legs, I'm not sure. But they don't have spines like we have spines like on our backs, okay? I'm like, it's in there, they're gonna pull. So anyway, it's a plant. And then I put it up on Twitter, I was like, I'm an idiot, blah, blah, blah. And people were like, oh my gosh, I have those trees. And I was like, you know what? I think there's one of those trees in my neighborhood. This, I think, is what it is. I'm gonna put a picture up of what it really is, and I think this is it. Look, it's ASMR. So I think it's this part right here that they use in the pill or whatever. it could reduce inflammation. That's what it's being used for in supplements. I didn't look up all 14, 17, 15, I don't even know how many of the things in here because it was a lot. And the conclusion I came to just from researching just these was that I don't want to take this because like appears to thin the blood. Like you don't even know what the other things these you know, herbs and things could do, especially all together. Like they don't need to have any kind of FDA approval to put this on the market. You have no idea how these things are going to be working together and in your individual body. You know, if you don't want your blood thinned because you have big reasons why you don't want your blood thinned, like don't, I would strongly stay away from any of these kinds of supplements, especially without talking to your doctor, because it freaks me out. Yeah, that's gonna be a big no. 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 But let's move in from the negative into the positive. One of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas is gonna be on sale on Thursday. It is Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. I'm wearing Mondays on my lips today. I love Dose of Colors. Let me tell you why I love these liquid lipsticks, because maybe they're not for you. They're not sticky. They don't make my lips feel like the Sahara Desert. They dry down completely. The only thing is they don't have that hydrating, moisturizing feel. So today I'm wearing a lip gloss over it to make my lips a little bit more comfortable. But I would say wearing a Dose of Colors liquid lipstick is similar to wearing, you know, nothing without a lip balm. It doesn't feel uncomfortable, but it's not especially comfortable either. Lasting power on these things is fantastic. They're wonderful. And the shades are beautiful. Chocolate Wasted. We talked about Chocolate Wasted one month in a monthly favorites and fails. That is my favorite mixing liquid lipstick. So whenever I want something to just be a little more brown, a little more neutral, I mix in a little bit of Chocolate Wasted. It solves my problem every single time. That is a highly recommend. The only thing, of course, there has to be something. Number 9 ingredient is denatured alcohol. But again, that's lower down, so I'm a little less about it. And I personally haven't seen any effects of denatured alcohol using them. I use them all the time. I love them. Unfortunately, we have to go back into the negative a bit. We have the Origins Fresh Faced Faves set. It's a $67 value. What they do is they give you about a little less than half an ounce. They're like deluxe sample size of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, or 4 different products. And it's 50% off, so it's now only about 15 bucks. One of the 4 is okay, looks pretty nice. The other ones are absolute no's for me. The Checks and Balances Frothy Face Wash. The second ingredient is lavender flower water fragrance. No. Good cleansers, but there's lots and lots and lots of fragrance in here. The next one is the good one. This is the Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream to Brighten and Depuff. There aren't a lot of significant looking skincare ingredients until you get to the 8th one, which is olive oil. And we've talked about how straight olive oil is not very good for your skin. So this one, it's the 8th ingredient, so it may not do that, but there really won't be any way to know whether it's damaging your skin's barrier. It is known to be a moisturizer and antioxidant, so it's up to you. Glycerin, which is that humectant pulling moisture into your skin. Cucumber extract, which is calming. There's ginseng root, and there's no fragrance oils in here. So this one definitely by far looks the best. Oh, and then there's chestnut extract, which is a really good ingredient, believe it or not, and green tea. I forgot to mention those. But this one looks pretty good. High potency night amends resurfacing cream with fruit-derived AHAs. The 3rd ingredient is squalane, which is wonderful for your skin, but there are tons of fragrance oils in here. And after the fragrance oils, that's when we get to the AHAs. So that's gonna be a no. A super spot remover acne treatment. What do you think the 2nd ingredient is? It's not fragrance oil, it's denatured alcohol, 2nd ingredient. And then you get to your salicylic acid, which is a BHA, which is very good for acne prone skin, but the denatured alcohol is not. Then of course they throw in their fragrance oils, but there is also cucumber and apple, which are good extracts to put in there, but there's enough bad in there that I'm not telling you to get that one. If you wanna try the eye cream, I would say you could get it just for the eye cream. Because that sample by itself is 25 bucks if you just want to try the eye cream, so it might be worth 15 bucks for you. Next up, some products from Derma Blend. We have the Illuminating Banana Powder. It is talc-based, so if you're sensitive to talc, you don't want to use that. I'm not sensitive to talc. I didn't see any other issues with it. I've heard great things about Derma Blend as a brand and their products. Next is the Instagrip Jelly Primer 3-in-1 Multitasking Primer. The only thing about this is it does have glycerin in it, and there are no good occlusives to hold that moisture into your skin. So if you are going to use this primer, don't use it alone. Make sure you're using it with a silicone-based foundation. And then that way it doesn't pull the moisture from the lower layers of your skin and evaporate into the air. This is another one that really surprised me because I'm usually a very poo-poo on eye gels because you use them once and then you throw them away, and I'd rather get a thing of eye cream or just a moisturizer. It's just like, some kind of serum or something that I can use on my whole face, including my eyes. But these actually look really nice, and they're $25 and you get 30 of them. So it's about $1.67 per use, which is very inexpensive, especially considering the ingredients that are in here. So we've got the glycerin, we've got urea in here, which is a fantastic ingredient for dry skin. The research says that it may actually help your skin cells to hold more water. We talked about another one of those earlier, but this one has more research behind it. There's trehalose, which is a water binding ingredient. It's going to help your skin hold onto that water. There's caffeine, which may help depuff your eyes, and it also may have antioxidant properties. And this was really interesting. If you've ever heard of SK-II, it's a super bouge skincare line, like really bouge, like real expensive. This has galactomyces ferment filtrate. Hopefully I got that right. And that is a major ingredient in the SK-II skincare, which I thought that was pretty cool. It's a yeast, it's fermented yeast, but it may be similar to urea. It has a similar function to that, but it's in this bougie skincare. So, and it's pretty, inexpensive in this. So I thought that was cool. It does have hydrolyzed collagen, which is a moisturizer. Don't expect it to increase collagen in your skin. That's not real, but it could moisturize the top layers of your skin. Don't take it more seriously than that. The negative, of course, lavender flower extract, bergamot extract, and fragrance, skin sensitizing. So that's the big negative in here, and that's the me refusing to believe that fragrance is going to be bad for me in the long run because I can't see the effects right now. And I think the ingredients look amazing up until the fragrance. So you have to just decide what your line is. We've only got 2 more days. Are you sad? I'm kind of sad because this is really fun. Okay, so we've got Friday, It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. I've been using this concealer for years. This is the thing, okay? It is a very thick consistency. So it can exaggerate fine lines under the eyes, absolutely, if you use too much. You need to use like the tiniest little dab, just enough to cover what you want to cover. The ingredients here are actually pretty legit, and they extended the shade range to 48 shades, which I think is awesome. So after the preservative, we do have some vitamin C, vitamin E, we have that hydrolyzed collagen, and then we have something that I'm gonna put right here. Again, I'm not gonna try this one, but it may help with the blood flow of underneath your eyes and actually help with, if you have dark circles under your eyes, it might help with lessening those dark circles, which was really cool to read. I don't know if there's enough in this particular product to make a difference, but I thought it was cool they put that in there. I thought that was neat. There's niacinamide in here, peptide, sodium hyaluronate, and no fragrance. So I thought this looked really good, except for if you have fine lines, just use the tiniest little bit because it is full coverage. It is no joke. Or, you can use it on other parts of your face, just use it on blemishes, things like that. 50% off IT brushes for Ulta. This time it's concealer brushes. They actually all look pretty functional this time. Some of them look a little bit fluffy, so if you like a more dense concealer brush, then maybe these won't be for you. I thought they looked really nice. They do have a flat one. I really like to use those flat ones for cut creases. And there was somebody complaining in a review that it was too small. So to me, that says it's gonna be really nice for doing a cut crease. Is when if you don't know, if you're new to, all of this stuff, a cut crease is when you use concealer to kind of make almost like a half moon on your eye, and it gives you like a separation on your lid of color between the two, and it really makes the colors on your lid pop. Some people are really good at it. I'm mediocre at it, but some people are really good at it. But this kind of brush is what I would use for that. This is another one that I was pleasantly surprised by, the Clinique Moisture Surge 72-hour auto replenishing hydrator. It's a 1 ounce version. It's $10.50. Looks really good, and this one does not have any fragrance, so we're in good shape. So you can listen and be rest assured I'm not gonna say fragrance. There's trehalose and sucralose, which are gonna be water binding. It's gonna pull, help your skin to hold on to the water that the glycerin brings. There's also the hydroxyethyl urea, which is moisturizer, humectant, love urea. Green tea, again, awesome. Lady's thistle. You don't see that often, but this is what I learned. It is supposedly a great supplement to take as an antioxidant. There's less research in skincare, but there is some research to suggest that it's a really good antioxidant in skincare. It also may be a great anti-inflammatory. There's also birch bark extract, another antioxidant, anti-irritant. It is a little bit of an astringent though, so it's low enough down. I think it may not have the astringent properties, but just keep in mind with that. It might improve the skin's barrier and it might reduce that transepidermal water loss that we all want to reduce. We want to keep that water in our skin. And again, no fragrance. So this one looks really good. I was like, what? Go ahead, Clinique. Yes. 50% off Beauty Blender Cleanser Solid. It's $8. I love the Beauty Blender Cleanser Solid. I think it's great. It's a great way to clean your makeup brushes. So it's a solid thing and it comes in a little, container here, and then I have it. I'll get it for you. Hold on a second. Okay, don't judge me. It's old. I've had this one for a while. It's old. But it's not like it goes bad. It's a cleanser for your brushes, and I'm not putting on my face. So do I even want to show? Okay, I already came this far. I might as well. Okay, so this is the cleanser solid, and the makeup collects down here. I'm so embarrassed of myself. I'm putting it away. It's embarrassing. Okay, but anyway, I still want you to be able to see it, so I'm willing to embarrass myself. It's gross looking, but it works, is what I'm saying. It works. It works very well for cleaning makeup brushes. You rub your brush in it, and then the water collects down underneath in like that little thing down here. And then you wash this part out and hopefully actually clean it. I'm disgusting. Let's move on. The Derma Doctor KP Duty Body Scrub with Chemical and Physical Exfoliation. Okay, this is supposed to be for your body, and they specifically say it is not for your face, it's for your body. They recommend it once a week. There's a lot of glycolic acid and lactic acid in here, a lot. So that's chemical exfoliators. It's gonna loosen up the kind of glue that holds your skin cells on the top together and help them to slough off. But there's a lot of it. And whenever I've used a high amount of glycolic acid, I have a bad reaction to it. So just, that's my personal experience. There's also azelaic acid, which is an antibacterial. It's skin regulating, it's an anti-inflammatory. It also has skin lightening properties for hyperpigmentation and scarring, which I thought was really cool. The source that I found says it was best for acne prone skin and rosacea prone skin, but I worry about the harshness of this product. That's my biggest concern. There's also the 2 preservatives we talked about last week, and I think the week before, that are banned in leave-on products in the EU. So make sure that you wash this off. It is a scrub, so you would scrub it on and rinse it off. Just make sure you rinse it off completely because it's not good to leave on your skin. So this is not really recommend, not a not recommend. It's a proceed with caution. Final day of the sale. It's Saturday. Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencils. I am not a fan of these. I thought I was a fan of them. I tried to be a fan of them back when my channel first started. I really wanted to be a fan of them because everybody else seemed to love them. And they run on me. They end up having, eyeliner running down. And I have, in the past year or two, completely stopped using eye pencils like this because they run down. I use eyeshadow from whatever eyeshadow palette I'm using. I have a video coming up on Friday where I asked Twitter to pick what my Sephora VIB cart was going to be. So on my eyes today, I have the Viseart Warm Edit, and I've got these shades on my under eyes. So I've got, I believe, this one right here, and then this one right here, which is the same thing that I have on my lid. So I just completely stopped using eye pencils because they run down, and I blame Urban Decay 24/7 eye pencils for that because they were the worst offenders for me. As far as ingredients, they're nothing concerning stood out, but I just don't like the way they perform. Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I actually used that today as well. I love that brow pencil. I definitely think it's worth the price, especially at half price. There is hydrogenated palm oil in this, so if you're anti-palm oil for environmental reasons, you don't want to purchase this. But other than that, it looks fantastic. My least favorite skincare line of all time, well, maybe not of all time, but one that I despise is Juice Beauty. Because their marketing makes it sound, oh, it's so organic and it's natural and it's gonna do all these wonderful things for your skin because it's natural. Shut up. I don't want your lemon juice on my face. Thank you very much. It's all just, I get it, you wanna put juice because people like to drink juice, but I don't need a Capri Sun on my face. There's 2 products. It's the Anti-Wrinkle Booster Serum and the Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Moisturizer. They both have lemon juice in them. No lemon juice. No lemon juice on my face. I don't want it. There is apple juice, which is actually has some research to suggest that it has moisturizing properties, so that's kind of good. I don't know about the white grape juice. I know grape seed oil is good. Like, I don't know why they don't do that. Why do they gotta put the juice? Lemon juice, no. Other citrus juices, no. Just throw the whole line. Just no. I say no to you. And finally, let's talk about the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Shape Tape Concealer. This is for Diamond and Platinum only. I used to use the Tarte Shape Tape like a lot of people all the time. I really liked it. I did get a little bit of creasing under my eyes, but it's like whatever. I really liked it. And I didn't realize how much fragrance is in this product. Oh, by the way, they did increase the shade range to 30 shades. I've heard the undertones aren't great, but I can't speak to that. But there's benzoyl salicylate, there's geraniol, hexylcinnamol, hextrocitronellol, limonene, linalool fragrance. I can't recommend the Shape Tape. I can't do it. There's definitely plenty of other concealers out there that I feel like do just as good of a job as Shape Tape. Let me grab a couple for you. Here's a couple of lower cost options that I like just as much as Shape Tape. This one is like I'm holding on to the very last little bits of my ColourPop one. I love this one. And then this one was sent to me in PR. This is Makeup Obsessions Mega Conceal. Really loving this. I think you can get these at Target. Been really loving this, and I feel like it works just as good as my Shape Tape. So those would be good alternatives. I definitely don't recommend the Shape Tape. So that's it. That's the end of the sale. And then we'll do this again, I guess, in the spring. Come back, because you all seem to really be loving this. I was watching Samantha March. She put out a video about how viewers decide what content is created on a channel. And I really do believe that. And because you all loved the first one, so many people watched it. That's why I did the second one and the third one, because you're showing me through your views what you want to see. And I encourage you to continue doing that. Watch what you want to watch, what you really love on my channel, watch it. If you don't watch it, then I'm less likely to create that content in the future. So I know my content has been kind of being tweaked recently. So if you don't want me to do certain things, don't watch it. If you do want me to do certain things, make sure you watch that content so I know. And you can give videos thumbs up. So I wanted to mention that to you. I also want to mention that it is also your turn in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, also known as the comment section down below. Leave your thoughts so we can be one giant brain together and help each other not to buy crap, because we don't want to buy crap. And if you've tried some of these things that I personally haven't tried, leave your thoughts down below. I'll show you again how to search for specific products. So if you're looking for, the collective brain's thoughts on a certain product, you can search for it and have it pop up so it's easy for you to find. And if a comment helps you, give it a thumbs up. Tell them, hey, thanks so much for this comment. It really helped me make my decision. Let's just be a big old happy community down there. And thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a video for you right down there to hang out with me just a little bit more. If not, if you need to move on for your day, thank you so much for spending time with me. I appreciate it. Mad love to you. And I will see you in a video very soon.